especially it helps in collaborative learning. And most importantly, use of AI within the classroom actually helps us to validate the material. People say that AI's arrival is the new industrial revolution. New industrial revolution. No, it's a very AI's arrival is new renaissance. So AI actually, like, what is that? No control of knowledge, as well as no ownership of knowledge. At the same time, access through AI is also a doubtful information. I was at an engineering institution a few engineering institutions for more than 15 years. Prior to that, I was with arts and science, and finally, I came back to Nagaland University. Even here, we have engineering, so I handle technical English also for them at occasions. And I have after coming back, it is 2 years. I am going to complete 3 years here. After coming here, I happened to learn about the need, especially to introduce some pedagogical approaches for learning language. And prior to that, there was no text actually prescribed for language learning here in the university. Usually, they promote Cambridge or Oxford or something, uh, but yet the connection was missing. So after I came here, the first project that I took was, like, I will show in the slide later. The first project I took was introducing the paper. Here we have NEP syllabus, new educational policy. Somehow, I won't say that it is done to its core, but uh, somehow it is like we manage now to do something connected to NEP. And in NEP, we have one particular course called uh, Ability Enhancement Compulsory Course, AECC. And English is compulsory. And that book, after I took it up and I brought it out for Nagaland University students, and I did some kind of digital connect there also. Followed by that, the publishers were very interested, and then they asked me to continuously give them one for Meghalaya, one for Assam, and now one for Orissa also they are asking. Apart from that, one soft skill book also I have done. But with regard to this NEP, I would like to talk further. Like, as we discuss, I will talk about, like, what are the changes that I managed to bring in the textbook and how they are effective. And to be honest, I did not, if they have accepted a paper, if they have accepted a textbook for Nagaland University, it's okay, because I'm part of the university and they will be able to sell. But the recognition, real recognition, was that even for Assam and for Meghalaya and for Orissa, they asked me. So that is the real recognition. And even now they are asking me, but I said, like, it is too monotonous. And now for me, I asked them few support also to do, and I will share with you those things later. So this is what, like, my life is here with in Nagaland University, and I am doing continuous research in language also. And for your information, Nagaland is a state that has more than 17 languages. Okay, and each 17 tribes speaking 17 languages, and each of the tribes, like, if I will speak one particular language with different accents. The place that I am here is Kohima, capital city, which is actually the land donated by a village called Kohima village. That village is the largest village second largest village in Asia. There is one MLA for that village alone. And when I walk from here to all the four directions, every 5 kilometers to 10 kilometers, I will hear a completely different accent. So we may say these people here speak Angami, but this village speaks one particular variety. If these people go and speak to the next village, there is a big difference. So what we see from Chennai to Kanyakumari, or from Trivandrum to the northern part, the same. You will find a lot of variation here. The language will look completely different, like Tamil and Malayalam. The difference within one language will be as much as Tamil and Malayalam variation it will be. So imagine these people have a common language called Nagamis. That Nagamis is a mixture of Assamese and Bengali. And people do not want to bring this particular language inside because they fear that their original language will disappear. And officially, they have English as a spoken language here. So it is a perfect mess. So and here, so this is like, okay, in this scenario, let me get into the topic of what possible developments that we can have in pedagogy because of AI. When it comes to artificial intelligence, the teachers, as of, I do not know about other subjects, but English and literature teachers will naturally hesitate and they will say no. And yes, they will say that your assignments are copied, or they do not use it, or they will have a lot of restrictions about it. That depends the teacher. But according to me, I allow them to use as much as possible. And especially it helps in collaborative learning. And most importantly, use of AI within the classroom actually helps us to validate the material. No sentence of a teacher can be, no teacher can be careless when there is a scrutiny there. Immediate fact verification, immediate validation is definitely there. But yeah, for more than 1 hour we will be talking. How can you be so sure that every sentence of ours will be correct? What if the kids find out? Yes, there is the reason. The most important thing is that classroom is not meant for 1 hour talking. So problem starts with that, especially literature teachers or language teachers. They love to speak a lot, and it goes on. So considering all these aspects, like people say that AI's arrival is the new industrial revolution. New industrial revolution. No, it's a very AI's arrival is new renaissance. Actually, so just because, like, the motive of these people, what I mean to say is that they speak about industrial revolution because industrial revolution actually brought only business models and imperialism, but only renaissance brought true learning and freedom of thought and freedom of mind, and no control of knowledge. So AI actually, like, what is that? No control of knowledge, as well as no ownership of knowledge. At the same time, access through AI is also a doubtful information. So in the sense, do not accept AI as it is, do not neglect AI as it is, and do not ignore as do not like fail to make use when it is necessary. So when we look at as artificial intelligence, we have to look at it in that way. So pedagogically, what we can do, pedagogically, it is very essential for populated nations like ours, because it is like my classroom is MA classroom, and we have PG like students, and my PG class strength is 80, because this is the only university in the state, only central university, and all the like at least from all the tribes we have to give access, and they have to come inside. And this is like, what is that, this is created for them, and we have to accommodate. And there is a huge demand for language, and people here speak English okay, relatively better than the rest of the parts in India. And they have they love to sing, they are good music, and everything is that they read a lot. And so this like, but I have to honestly tell you, in the like after completing, I hardly remember the name of 3 or 4 students of mine now. The reason, like, so if it is so, how will there be a personal connection? If I want them to speak, if I want them to say a particular sentence, like, or if I want them to give any information, if they want to ask me in return any doubt, I don't think I will be able to even satisfy the requirement of 2 or 3 students in the classroom. How can I, in this case, how can I be sure that I will be able to give everything to them without the support of technology? So it is absurd. We cannot say that. We should not. So the autonomy to for reinforcement, to practice, to learn, to access information according to the mood, according to the nature, according to the requirement, according to the context, needs to be personalized. If not, learning will definitely be slow. And learning will not definitely, it will be really a trouble. So with this approach, I would like to get into the presentation. Now, to begin with, there is a tremendous rise of AI in the recent trend, as I have introduced to you. Innovations and new paradigms in learning AI is necessary for us, and especially we teachers have to, by all means, see all the possibilities of going along with the technology, and especially for language learning. There are new possibilities and challenges also because of this digital mediation. Okay, so this screen in front of you will give you, like, what are the reasons that we have today to welcome AI in our classrooms. First thing is that, as I spoke to you, in a populated nation like ours, personalized learning is necessary. So most of you maybe will be working in the universities, and you may be offering even courses, online courses for students. Online courses are like, people ask us to design online courses in 4 parts. The one is the instructional model, second one is the assignments that we give, third one is the um, third one is like the extra references that we give, and finally feedback. And sometimes feedback is also not there. Whereas in a classroom, we only worry about the one side of it. Like, we give instructions and we do not even wait for them to practice something in the classroom. And even if they practice, and we will not have time to evaluate or analyze it, and we have a lot of issues like this. So it is necessary for us. We cannot be as fast as the computers, like computers, and it is necessary for us to incorporate the availability of uh, availability of technology for the betterment of the students. So when they wanted to learn, when they need to learn, we will always not be there alongside. So it is necessary for us to load up things and take the support of AI, and let the students access it according to their needs and time and mood. So large classroom management is definitely difficult. For example, if you want to, like, give a written task, and if you want to evaluate, you will come back to them and with all the answer scripts maybe after 1 week. And by the time, they would have forgotten what they did also. So integrating it will make it faster, make it quicker, and give personalized decisions, and evaluate the answers and reasons and justify them. All these things are not possible for us by us. And as long as we have 1 or 2, it is possible, but not in a classroom. So we need it. Text and technology connectivity is the most, like, what is that, we can call it as the first step. It is happening already. Some of the NCRT books have done it, and I have also done it. I can, later on I'll tell you. But this is not, this is only the first step, and we need to go further beyond that one. Then digitalized text, classroom reinforcements, things like it is necessary, it is time, but I do not know. We have to say goodbye to papers soon. There is no other way. And like if we care about the world, papers, the two things I don't want to go for, like politically, but I will always feel this is my personal opinion. I always feel that when everyone has a TV, every leader can speak from one place to all the people in India. Why should all the people gather in a big group and disturb traffic and create show something? Is it not like when see that it is an uncivilized, like we are all grown up. Those days there was only one so way of disseminating information. So all the leaders used to gather the people and talk in front of them and take a photos and show that this many people so and so. But today everyone can access a video or a direct talked through a TV channel, but yet we feel that it is necessary to gather in big groups in the name of political parties. In the same way, today we have to also think that our library is still holding too many number of volumes, and a lot of them being thrown because of damage, and once again cutting trees and making like that. So digitalization is a must, and we all have to go back to digital version of the book sooner or later. Okay, in that way, like it is an invite already. So class, the text should be more than a text. When it becomes a digital text, it becomes a teacher within itself. So it will not just be a book that where we read. It will be an interactive book. It can give you information, it can give you extra information, it can take you to the original source, and it can also help you to clear your doubts if you enable AI in the digitalized text context, right? Then most, like when the last part that I wanted to bring forward to you is that, like today, most of how our assessments are, all of our teachers, I do not know, most of you are good teachers. Like I have been at occasions a lazy teacher. Like when there are 80 students, I question myself whether when I evaluate all these answer scripts, I'm a really sincere, like the one from the beginning to the end. Do I give the same kind of focus just like how I have given to the first one I corrected? Can I be impartial? That is for number one. Second question is that, if how good am I to evaluate? For example, though I'm an English teacher, I speak like a South Indian. I speak like a Tamilian, for that matter. When it comes Nagas, when they speak a bit differently because of their mother tongue influence. Now, when I evaluate an ability of a student in Nagaland, and if he sounds a bit like South Indian, I might with my prejudice or bias, I might approve him or I might consider him to be the best. Because he sounds like me. So that kind of bias is so much in language evaluation, especially spoken in competitive exams. And those things can be avoided, especially with if a pedagogy is set up with the support of AI in validation, right? And the last one is standard pronunciation models. So we, like literature people will definitely know this one. My teacher taught me in the class to call Ol Soyanka as Ole Soyanka, Ole Soyinka, right? So when I came to my students, I told them the same, because he read it from the text, but he never had that complete experience of learning. So reading is one part, listening is another part, and this combination actually this combination actually makes it a complete learning material for someone who learns language. So if you see, these many things could go hand in hand to give a complete, like what is that? We can't say anything is complete, right? If we there are so many lacunae, that we can. There are so many shortcomings in our class. There are so many things that we have been ignoring from the beginning to till date, because there were no possibilities of addressing those issues. Most of the issues that people generally think cannot be addressed will never be a problem at all, unless some kind of hope comes to address those things. So as like today, personalized learning can be done through AI powered adaptive systems. Duolingo is very popular for language, and ChatGPT tutors, and there are so many platforms. This can be encouraged, and or even our assignments can go along with them, and we should liberate that. And that should be, textbooks should have also rooms for them to check, allow, and work with AI, making sure that we have already worked. So it also allows for differentiated instruction even in heterogeneous classrooms. Yes, this is differentiated instruction. I've hope all most of the educationalists will know this one, because some would love like differentiated instruction in the sense like giving instruction to students according to the way they want it to be. This, and to explain it further, like they wanted to have a written task, they wanted to have uh, they wanted to have um, uh, spoken, or they wanted to have a group activity, or they wanted to have some kind of audio visual engagement. So such kind of multi dimensional, or a what is the resources can be reached to them in a different manner, and assessment also can be done in so many different ways when we associate with artificial intelligence. Okay, which was like differentiated instruction in the paper, it will sound good, but to make it practical and to save time, and also like to make use of that 1 hour that we get most productively, we may need the support of technology, definitely. So the large classroom management, like automated attendance, grading short responses, generating feedback. Most importantly, we often go without even without even thinking whether children have understood or not. Today, some researchers, like just with the simple fixing of camera and with the analyzing of the facial reactions of the people, the feedback is taken. So speech recognition and AI enabled participation is like the other this is like feedback. On the other side, recognizing speech and AI enabled participation will give you less work, less strain, and attention will be like bifurcated from this side to that side, so that the monotony is broken and the attention span can be extended. There are so many good benefits out of this. Next one is text and technology connection, which I have mentioned a bit earlier. Like the text could be made into a living text, like hyperlinks, annotations, voice, visuals, and real time like feedbacks. All also we can connect. Like we can also get through it, right? So this is now a vision only as of now. Now then the textbook, as I'll bring it to you later, I have given a QR code, and through that QR code children will be able to go to a particular web page where they will have the reinforced like exercises, and where they will do it and get the responses, and they will know also whether they have done correct or not, and there will be no connection between me and with them. So I have enabled one or two things in my own textbook, which people liked actually. And so you can, it's like furthermore, like digital uh, text, we can like today, when we prepare, maybe 20 years back, if there is a poem of Milton, from the first line to the last line, we scan completely and underline each of the words that we do not know, take meaning, and also go right down and tell the origin of that particular word, pronunciation of the word. and all those things we prepare and go, but we will be delivering this in the classroom within 1 hour, and the child might have taken down few things or might have missed few things. But if it is a working textbook, they will be able to explore further into it, connect to the references, know the original source, what is the this will give them, especially at the higher level, this is going to give them a research along with learning experience. It could also give a research experience. So annotations, voice, visuals, and all these things can be AI literacy, distinguishing between human authored and AI assisted discourse is another thing. Today, it is a very good thing. Whenever we bring things, whenever we give assignment, students simply go, type it, copy it, and bring it. But we definitely can understand whether it is machine generated or human generated based on our own experience, or if we are good at generating, or if you know actually how this language generation of AI is. So it's easy for me to usually identify it, because earlier, before coming to this profession, I was helping people to correct grammar and avoid plagiarism. Like, you know how to avoid plagiarism. That is one particular technique. And today people come back asking us to clear AI plagiarism and give, and we do that one also. And I sorry, I'm not doing these days, because after getting into Central University, my financial requirement is not so much before coming, so I don't do it, but there is a way to do it also. So it is good to learn it. And when children come pretending that it is their own language, with a few keywords and the length of the sentence, and most importantly, use of the adjectives when required, and the sequencing, with all these things, you'll be able to say this is not it. There is a difference between AI generated and human generated, and this will give them, and this is necessary for them also to know, because human language, especially, it is from, as we have discussed, like you had so many things, it is from a multilingual background, and it is from both emotional and cultural product, whereas AI generated is mostly a what is that, collocational, like this word will go with this word, and it will, this is the apt meaning, like that. So that spirit, mood, culture will be missing in our language, that we can, like, as we work with the language, we will know this one. And this is also necessary for the children to know that, like to have a broader vision about the operational language and vocabulary also. So digital, next one is digitalized text and classroom reinforcement is very, very essential. Okay. uh, Work, especially learning grammar, we teaching, while teaching grammar today, we should definitely help children to practice as much possible in the classroom. If we give a test in a class, and if we can correct the papers of maybe 20 to 30 students once within the class itself, I don't think even that is possible. Imagine, with the help of AI, and with the help of digitalized text and digitalized work, we will be able to help the students practice as much as possible. They can even practice 10 times more than the normal classroom, which is not an exaggeration. So cloud-based collaborative writing tools can be brought inside the text itself to promote peer learning. Real-time feedback from digital tools will make them learn better, sharper, and it is time for the classrooms, especially language classrooms, take the support of artificial intelligence, knowing their strength without compromising the human inborn values, and which make each of our speeches different from one another. Right. So most importantly, this is one part which I am interested and I'm working so much. Bias-free validation of fluency and content in language assessment. Right. So while teachers cannot hold or live with the opinion that they are right today, and children also, like, should like, one of my professors used to tell me, and I'm telling the same thing. Like, when he says that, he will say, each of your teachers will come inside with different musical instruments. One will come with flute, one will come with the drum, one will come with the guitar or violin, and it is up to you to take up all these noises and make a music out of it. In the same way, it is like, we go to students with particular resources, and we expect them to come out with certain skills. So our it is necessary for us to validate our school, our it is necessary for us to validate our resources, and it is also necessary for them to validate our resources. And similarly, it is necessary for them to check their own productive skills with our response, as well as an another value with our judgment, as well as an additional source of judgment that could possibly come. So to minimize, and yes, it is very, very important to reduce cultural, gender, and religious, regional biases. It is as very simple statement, or not even a complete sentence, but it is the biggest issue that today we face, in the sense, right and wrong. Science, a man the who pursues science will always be doubtful. But if you see today, like, the products of science, of the learning, has not kept us away from the misconceptions that we have because of culture, gender, or regional bias, or even religious and other things. So AI, when it is designed, or what is that, when it is designed or developed properly, uh, it is right, it is designed properly, it will be able to, or like, what is that, be little better than what we could. Right, sometimes we will not be able to open our mouth, sometimes we will not be able, like, the gender attitude will always be there with us, male, female, those things. When it is done on an AI platform, that bias could be less. Right. Of course, AI is also creation, and there are limitations also there. Let us not go to that one. To ensure objectivity, influence is scoring, especially while speaking. Like, yeah, when someone speaks, when someone evaluates, the evaluation will also be based on the knowledge of the scorer, that is the judge. But AI will be able to see things beyond. For example, similarity, he speaks like me, if I think so, I may give him more marks. But sometimes when he speaks better than me, which I cannot understand, that might even harm him. Such kind of issues can be sorted out when we operate with AI, which has a larger data to analyze, to take decision, while compared to us, who will come with immediate, or very limited sources, in the sense of resources. To combine AI precision with human judgment, creating a balanced hybrid evaluation system is a must, especially for language teaching. So this is one of the works that I managed to do. English communication. It's a textbook for Nagaland University. This is the first, and I just made it before, like, this presentation. This has got, like, after every text, there will be an activity. There will be uh, the- there will be an activity, and there will be also code, which will actually take it to a particular interface where they can do the exercise, they can access some videos, and they can also test by themselves whether it's like, what is that, they have understood the concept or not. And these are some of the research works that whatever like bias, this is one of the works that we are presently doing. It is bias-free AI-powered language assessment device for multilingual and cultural fairness in linguistic evaluation. Getting this paper ready, and I'm planning to patent it also. But if say any one of you is interested in the region, you can, I mean, in the topic, you can also join. So how we are doing it? By integrating fairness aware machine learning and social linguistic frameworks, the device challenges Eurocentric fluency standards and offers scalable solutions for education, immigration, and healthcare. The preliminary analysis highlights its potential to reduce the accent discrimination by up to 40% compared to conventional tools through challenges persist in scaling the low resource languages. So this is our work, like with the assessing the fluency and ability spoken language through an AI assessment than a human now assessment, which could most probably go biased. So the next one is multilingual instruction is a reality today, and this is one of the works that we are doing in Nagaland, enhancing multilingual machine translation with language specific tokens, a case study of Nagamis. For example, as I told you here, every 5 kilometers the accent changes, and every 15 to 20 kilometers new language is there. There is a language, there is a common language called Nagamis. This language is nowhere taught in the classes. Nobody is interested to learn, but it is spoken everywhere and people learn by talking. That's it. Okay, even the university doesn't have a department or no, but it is just a spoken language that is just here. It is a mixture of Assamese and uh, it is a mixture of Assamese and Bengali. So what we did is that we like collected some kind of grammatical framework for this one, and now with the help of AI we have developed um, a window where we have developed a software where if you speak in what is that, if you type in Nagamis you can get the translation of English, and if you type in English you will get Nagamis. And the same thing we are planning to go for audio version also. And the paper is almost ready, and this is like we are planning to launch it. It's already the technology, it's ready now. In the same way we are planning to go for the rest of the 16, 17 languages also like this, because even they are not in the system, they are not in the computer, they are not in the world of internet. We have to collect and make sure that these things are with the support of English. This English to the original language translation can be made automatic. This way each of these languages will survive, and anyone who wants to translate can make use of it. Information in English or information from one language to the other language, vice versa, can be soon promoted. And it is not an impossible thing if one day uh, we, with the help of AI, the with the help of AI, we with one instruction we'll all be able to listen in whatever the languages that we want to listen to. If that is there, only if that stage comes, learning through mother tongue, what people talk today, will become a reality. Otherwise, teaching in mother tongue in any of these places here, it's not possible, because in each of the classrooms today we will have definitely more than 10 students speaking 10 different languages. So you cannot have 10 different classes to teach one subject in 10 different languages. So in the future, all our dreams, if they have to come true, we may have to because we may have to rely on the support of technology more than human capabilities.
So we listened to your talk with a lot of interest. Of course, you mentioned about the personalized learning and the evaluation and other things that AI can provide. but still, when you have the tools, the teacher still needs to know what to do with that. I think that is a challenge. There are various ways in which you can teach language. When teaching a language is not just about the functional part alone, because you need to communicate with other people. But beyond that, language helps in the development of the cognitive abilities, the thinking ability, perception. A lot of things are attached to it. In fact, the way we think is also influenced by the language that we use. So that is what Edward that Sapir and Orff hypothesis is basically about that. A lot of linguists have talked about that also. So, do you think that needs to be a fundamental change? There are, of course, I mentioned two important things: that grammar translation method is there, communicative language teaching methods are there. So, irrespective of whether we are using technology, AI, or any other technology, we still need to the teachers still need to know what are the ways in which they have to engage children. What are the activities that will keep the child engaged?
Sir, if you see, the term using teaching is actually here in a language classroom may not be very appropriate because you are not coming with the alphabet and you are not ending up with making them write thesis. So the first thing is that grammar translation method, as we speak about, that time the only source of language teaching was a literature piece left or given by the Britishers. So that was the resource, and with that, what all we could do was only translate to our mother tongue, and mother tongue to this one. So after that, we talk about after that communicative later communication, where the mastering of a language changed, purpose changed, and the environment also changed. That means when communicative thing is there, probably there are few people who have started to speak already. So we have to see this. These methods and techniques over the years have changed based on the change in the environment of learning. In this way, we there is no necessity to go back to check about activity, sorry, about grammar translation or communicative or audiolingual or total physical response, which I did. So in this way, instead of going to, we have to see the change in the environment and the conduciveness in the environment, and we have to also see how fit are we in the environment as and how to do is a question. But when what to do comes, and if we are aware of the resources and possibilities, automatically each and every teacher will find out how to do or like that. But the connection between the environment and the teacher is lost, then we may have to take them back to few hundred years or few years according to our own. So in this way, I will say that we have to see the term activity based is a very generic term, where actually I did my research starting with that one. Activities and tasks are usually taken this side and that side. Okay, activity will have a very big objective, or it could have objectives beyond like what we expect them to do. When we make it as a task, we make sure we tailor make it to we make it in such a way that we get a particular response and like particular result outcome. Okay, and it is sharp and specific. So tasks will save time, be specific, and can be connected, and it depends according to the context. So what are we actually want what do we actually want them to do? Okay, like guys, like one example as you have mentioned, I can also give. So I want the students to see. I want, like, for example, I will ask the students like brainstorm. I want you to tell me about different forms of one particular word. When I tell you, I can you. I can ask them to go and check what is an adverb, what is an adjective, and come back also. Or I may give it like this also. Come on, guys. I want you to make one sentence out of one word. Then they'll all sit. What is it? No? Okay. You can't? Let me give you an example. A dramatic dramatist dramatically dramatizes drama. Come on. Try to make one by yourself. Sir, how? Okay, another one. A studious student studiously studies in a study. Right. Now, write down. Tell me what is the nature of first one, second one, third one. Discuss among yourself and come back to me. Sir, this one ends with ly. This one ic. This one on. Yeah, same word only, but there. What is the function? Come. Now map it. Go for the grammar and come back. This is one simple one. What we do for first year engineering students. I'm just giving you. This is now. It's a task. So with the other one, if we go and find all of it, discuss and come back without an objective, then it becomes a generalized version and active. Like it will have things, it may have extra things. Like this is very specific, particular, and you can go. So TBLT is preferable and time saving. And when technology is added into it, it's more fun.
And you mentioned about this ability enhancement course.
Yes, sir.
What exactly is covered in that program?
Same thing what engineering people have given. Like earlier, this is, I think this particular part is motivated because of AICT only. Because earlier general English will always come with um, earlier we will always have like stories, poems, prose, and finally some grammar activities based on this one. This time they said very clearly, no, leave up all those things aside first. Like communicative, like they'll go for like competence, skill based. Okay, assess the skills. What are the skills? Then listening, reading, writing, speaking. Or some universities have made listening and like one productive and one recept, like one productive and the other one for one paper, and the other like for the other part for the next semester also. But we have made all four in one. So basically it is technical English, but it is not exactly like technical English. It has some elements of assessing the abilities of the people, like listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But in a general version, that's it. Like unlike engineers, no technical terms are used here. We have made it as much as possible to bring in regional and local discussions inside, like environmental awareness, regional needs, issues into it. It is like that. Basically, it is language, skills, and sub skills oriented.
So it means that it is basically functional aspects of the language rather
Yes, sir.
than,
Skills,
yes.
skill assessment. But with the text and with the classroom setup, we cannot completely go into that one, because we have to make sure that they write for 100 marks. No, still, no, whatever. After 100 years, we cannot reduce even 1 mark from 100. We keep the same 100 marks and time. So the traditional elements are still there, unnecessary mostly. Yeah, what to do?
And you mentioned about this personal learning and also differentiated instruction.
Instruction. Yes.
So, in this large classroom, even with technology, do you think that these can be made possible?
Yes, sir. Like, yeah, it's easy, but now the technology is easy. For example, I want them to practice a recitation of a poem. Like I want them to tell me. I will not be able to sit in the class and listen to all 20 of them. So go home, send me a video, all of you, or send here. It's over. But that is okay. But will I evaluate it and send them back? That is where we need another hand from AI or technological support. So one part is okay. The other part, that one also we can. After going home, we don't have any other work. So when will we sit? So it has to. So if it is in the system, if it is in the element, like the assessment is like AI supported, we can make it faster. And maybe for reviews, we can have a look at it. That's it. So yes, sir.
And you talked about bias-free assessments. So AI can also have that bias. So how do you ensure
Yeah,
that?
that's what I told you also at the time. It is basically the way it is assigned. So we may have to go for a specific ones because now even children, my son will tell this one that if you ask anything about religion and other things, Deep Sea will not tell openly. It will say no. You know why? In China they don't allow. You know that he will tell us like that. So even children know this one. That some AIs have like limitations and bias. So yeah, that is why we need to develop things accordingly.
And when we are talking about functional aspect, does the communication language teaching method or some of the other little more modern concepts, do they apply here?
Sir, communicative language teaching. Say for example, business models. If you go to business classrooms, we may tend to go to that because we have a definite plan there. Whereas when we have a normal classroom here, we tend to go for academic purposes. So communicative approach and tasks will suit people learning business, even technology, more than arts and science. So for business students, we have any number, and it is like what is that? We can, and it makes like lot of sense as well as calls for extra interest among them. Say for example, you can tell them to sell the product by describing it and advertise it, or chat about that. Whereas if you give the same task these kids, it will be so communicative approach will be good when the learning requirements are mostly spoken. Of course written elements are also there, but here in our side, like in arts and science, it's basically about writing. Now we are trying to bring in viva for every exam, which is the best form of assessment. Like as we spoke about differentiated instructions, we need to allow students also to come with differentiated responses. Like if they want to go for oral examination, what is the problem? Are we going to keep testing their writing written skills till they complete MA? We know that thesis today, these days are written just like that. But at the Viva OSA, you will find out whether the person is really a scholar or not. So there are many things. So the best form of evaluation is oral only. There is no question about it. But we never allowed it to happen since the beginning of education, except the PhD somehow.
And what if you look at the our present education system and imagine that AI will also take a little bit of time to reach the schools and colleges, the
Yes, sir.
access. So in between, what are the things that they need to prepare to enable them to use these AI tools? And also you talked about creating the language tokens for the AI to understand. So does this throw up a lot of opportunities for people who are going to study language? And we
Sir,
are
this
told
is,
that
yeah, sir, this is only to develop materials for regional requirements. So this is one particular machine learning way which we have identified to bring all these languages, 17 languages connected to English. This is the first step. Now, after that, textbooks can be created easily. Children can check easily. Automated examinations also can happen. Requirement of a teacher to come and sit and give them money, learn. No, you take this course from anywhere. Like, what is that? You just want to communicate a bit. For this, you don't know, like, what is this? So those things are possible. This is specifically for this region. We may not need for Malayalam and Tamil because we are, what is it, crores and crores people are there, and a lot of resources are there, and literature is there in the internet. Whereas if you type for Angami, you may not get even 2 or 3 sentences even to learn. With grammar translation forms, you will not get sources. So those things are there.
That is exactly what I was trying to convey. That in India there are so many languages which are not
Yeah.
properly documented. So this
No, no, here
document,
there's nothing. Here, like when I'm doing this one so zealously, it is because one of the Russian friends called me and said that there is such a small state and so many languages I heard. Is there any digital access that I can have for them? What can I answer? The university is there for more than 20 years. Where we have few records here and there, but nothing digitally to share. Anyway, it is in the process. We'll let you know, I said. That's it. So we have to start developing. So now, Nagaland University has to be Nagaland University. You should not replicate Delhi University. Then it will be. Now, another issue we have with the policymakers is that they want everything to be IIT like, or everything to be Delhi like. No, no, no. Regions are there with regional potential, and university should be like based on that potential. I do not know, sir. Like, sorry, I'm thinking I'm going beyond too much. Sorry.
it is a very interesting session. Then also the good interaction we had afterwards. But by way of final word, what is the message that you want to convey to the language teachers? I
We
mean,
should
the
be.
old methods of teaching, as you already pointed out, those days are over. So
Yes,
how
sir.
best can they cope up with the new contemporary challenges, and what is your
Sir,
advice to them?
sir, the most important thing, like immediately that comes to my mind, I'm telling you. The thing is that uh, I think this DeepSeek CEO or somebody, I do not know exact person, he asked which group of people will you usually use for ideas, or for whom do you consider to be the precious people here, like that. He did not speak about engineers and technologists. He said people from social science and other background will have more creativity than people work with technology. Technology people are envelopes. You ask them, they will put something and give you, and but we have to create the content. And most importantly, we need to connect to technology or a technologist. For example, the work that I'm doing is my friend's Mrs. She is in SRM University. She is computer science. My friend is English. Actually, he belongs to English department. Now I'm connecting with her. I want, ma'am, I want, is this possible? Come on, let us do. How shall we do it? And we sit and work together, and it is happening. So we, if we do not have access to resources, we should not be so proud to take help and inspire people and get things done and develop our own resources. It's necessary today, and we cannot without technology. It is impossible. It is impossible because the level of learning has changed. Resource access is too much. People don't want knowledge, people want skill, and people want development from like from one stage to the other. Knowledge level is now covered by the availability of information. For the sharing of knowledge, teachers are not required anymore. For synthesis, for evaluation, for creation, For other levels, we need teachers. So we should not be like, we have to forget that we are the providers of information. No, we are the evaluators of information. We are the what's it? We should help them to synthesis and should help them to create. I can't be teaching poetry. I should be able to help them write poetry, and I should serve as a model as a poet today. This the only things, most importantly, science, computer science, and everything AI may dominate. In arts and science, only people, human being will dominate. AI can only be a slave for an inspired and creative mind. Okay, instead of me writing every sentence, I may ask it, come on, write this one and give me, and then I will use it like what is that, Alibaba, uh, that I will use it like that, that ghost in the jar, sir. It is like that with us. Okay, it will never become master, because creativity, poetics, human passion, and all these things are alien to AI. Okay, and we are the masters of it. Especially I'm talking about language people and literature people and these people. And it's not a threat to us, it's only a friend to us, and which will save our time, which will save our energy, and which will make our classrooms less boring.
So thank you, Dr. Vasanthan, for this very insightful and very interesting session, the way you conducted the whole program. So it is very nice to hear you present your views. And as you rightly pointed out, this is the age of technology, and teachers now need to think about how to collaborate with this technology and master it, and make technology as a slave or as a
Yeah.
friend, not the other way around. So
Yeah.
that's an important message that you have conveyed. But for that also, as you rightly pointed out, that creative part has to be ensured by the teacher to make these tools effective in the classroom.